R196 agrees with your Twitter take. Does it? There are 400 comments. Oh, 97% upvoted. Do you think there will be a horse joke on the first response or the second response to this thread? That's not the first response. Second response? No, it's not. Oh, not even the top 3 responses contain a joke about horses. Here we go. I find myself agreeing with Vaush more and more frequently, and I don't like it. Yeah, that's how it starts for everyone. 196 has always been the best meme subreddit, anyway. Like, by far. Oh, sorry, except for Okay Buddy Vaush. 196 is the best large mainstream meme subreddit. Obviously, Okay Buddy Vaush. Jessie Gender is at least temporarily leaving Twitter over the backlash over her say her name tweet thread. If that's what she wants to do, then that's her prerogative. I'm done with Twitter, at least for now. Thanks to the panic attacks and the disingenuous framing of my words. It's honestly been super shit and stressed these past few days. I didn't demand anything of anyone. I wasn't policing. I wasn't calling out. I hate this. I hate it all. If she wants a break, that's fine. However, with respect, the last thing that the left needs is more performative sensitivity. It really, a lot of tweeting here. More tweeting than I do. Maybe a break would be a good thing. Did she block you? Yes. My God, this is such a mental breakdown, Jesus. I really wish people would understand, okay? I really wish people would understand. The leftist political movement, and political movements broadly, are not built on kindness. No political movement ever has been built on kindness. Kindness is an element of interpersonal interactions. They're things that you do to your friends and your family, your neighbor, even strangers that you see on the street. There's something I can do because I'm a human being. I'm a person. There's something people in chat can do. But a movement is not a person. It's not even a collection of people. A movement is a political force, and political forces are concerned first and foremost with power and reach, and those are the two things that I care about. Interpersonal kindness is a wonderful thing to value as an individual. But what you have to understand is that when it's introduced to the body politic, you end up running into problems, okay? First of which being that a person feeling hurt and actual material harm are not the same things. A person can feel hurt by a lot of stuff. People can feel hurt because they feel envious that other groups are getting more attention than they feel they are. People can feel hurt because they dislike the fact that the advocacy that a political movement is doing differs in perceived value or strategy from what they want. People can feel hurt because they feel left out. People can feel hurt because they're just bitter. People can feel hurt for a bunch of reasons that have nothing to do with the value of the political movement. If you have a grievance with something that is being done as part of like a leftist movement, you have to understand you are asking a factory to shut down, okay? Leftist advocacy building is a factory. It's a monolithic factory. It's so large that you see the floor dip out below the horizon when you stand on one side of the hall, okay? It is an enormous machine. And that machine is doing valuable work, life-saving work for you too. It provides for everyone what we need. And if you have a grievance, if you want to change something, that's not necessarily wrong, but you have to shut the factory down to do it. You can't change. We're not talking about asking a friend to change their behavior. This isn't interpersonal. You're talking about a gigantic, monolithic, oftentimes loosely connected, abstractly oriented movement. And you have to shut the machine down to make changes. And sometimes that's okay. Sometimes that's fine. Sometimes changes need to be made. Sometimes things need to be fixed. But you need to have a good goddamn reason. Because if you want to shut the factory down just because somebody thinks it's a bit too loud, or because they don't like the fact that, they want to shut things down because like one guy's like 6 feet near the yellow line on the ground. But like if he gets any closer, he'll be 4 feet closer. And then it's like too dangerous. 2 feet closer. Like, you need to have a good goddamn reason. And I don't like stuff like this because I don't want to say it's cry-bullying necessarily, but what's happening here is, with respect, kind of like an implied suggestion that the emotional fragility of people who are collectively a part of the leftist advocacy movement is in any way relevant to the actual goals and interests of that movement. Fragility and hurt feelings are always, to the leftist movement, a detriment. They're a component of human weakness, which again, we all feel. It's not like I don't get upset. Like Jesus, it's everyone feels that way. It doesn't make you special to get upset. But we need to stop pretending that there's some necessary, vital life essence behind being interpersonally upset, something that drives the movement or fuels it or legitimizes it or makes it more effective, because there isn't. There is not. Much as is the case with the grand factory, with the workplace, people will get upset on the job, people will get frustrated, people will get angry, but those emotions do not help in any way the functionality of the machine. The only thing that helps the functionality of the machine is introspection, careful consideration, some engineering knowledge, or social engineering knowledge, if we're going to move the analogy over a step, and proper application, thoughtful application. You can't do this just by, I'm upset that I'm not, I'm upset with how this machine is running. In what way exactly? I cannot specify. To what end? What solutions do I have? I have nothing to say on this matter, but I am upset. There's nothing wrong with being upset. Again, I don't blame Jesse for being upset. It's just that isn't what the movement's about. The movement, along with most things in life, is about having a stiff upper lip, keeping it in, and doing the work you need to do. Part of that work is ignoring bullshit fed-op nonsense, like people walking up and saying, you can't say her name when a white trans girl's murdered, because say her name is like a term that she's not the right race to say it. You could say it if she was a black person, but her skin's lighter, so you can't say that. So you're all going to have to stop saying that now. It's like it's harmful in some abstract way that I can't quantify in any way. Can't do that. You can't, if you go out to a movement and you're all protesting the death of like a black kid at the hands of police, and you're like saying, we got to stand up and fight. We got to stand up and fight. And then you see the big call out post on Twitter. As a disabled person, I really did not appreciate the neurotypicality normalization of the phrase stand up and fight. I cannot stand up, but I'm still willing to fight. I'd like it if we really reconsidered the terms we use here, because if we marginalize and further ostracize, no, like, it sounds like a joke, but is the joke that I just made any different from what actually happened? It's not. Actually, I would say it's a slightly more valid concern than the one that actually did happen. It's in any other respect, it's identical. You could do you see this stuff weaponized all the time. Sometimes the people who are doing this are just embittered and like angry, frustrated people, and they just want to take it out. And for some reason, people think that leftism, like as a whole, is made stronger by like getting down on your like sitting down cross-legged and looking at somebody in the eye and going, okay, I'm ready to hear all the valid concerns of marginalized people. And then you just listen to everyone. And then somehow this makes leftism stronger, like the performative act of listening to marginalized voices. Not, listening to good ideas, which often come, by the way, from marginalized people. I saw plenty of black people on Twitter who were saying, hey, this is bullshit. I don't have a problem with say her name being used after the death of a white trans girl. But those marginalized voices weren't listened to. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, and the whiniest marginalized people are the ones that performatively sensitive white people will flock to in order to demonstrate how much better they are than the mean, cruel, callous white people like myself, who care primarily about the effectiveness of the movement and its reach and its ability to convince people, and not about like performing being a good ally.